listening to the podcast, The Lookout Guy, and I am Michael Tobin, your Lookout Guy. This podcast will always be under construction because it is intended to be the grand palace of podcasts. So stay tuned. You are sure to be interested in everything that I have got to bring forth because I am the Lookout Guy. So stay tuned.
Hello, I'm An Vedi, and you're listening to the Lookout Guy podcast with Mike Tobin.
An Vedi is a professional composer, violinist, singer-songwriter, conductor, guitar and keyboard player, music educator, soloist of the Philharmonic Orchestra. And here on An Vedi's website, anvedi.org, this is what it has. 11 qualifications are following. That's crazy. As I said, a soloist of the Philharmonic, associate member of the Boston New Music Initiative, member of International Society of Jazz Arrangers and Composers, member of Moscow Musical Society, member of the International Singer-Songwriters Association, member of the Indie Collaborative, registered member of the Musical Explorers Program from 2022, as registered in Carnegie Hall, registered member of the Broadcast Music Inc., that's BMI, member of the National Union of Composers, member of the International Association for Music and Medicine, and that's because she uses her music for healing therapy for people in clinics and hospitals. And finally, member of LIT Awards panel of judges for 2021. And so, An Vedi just recently, within the past week and a half, received 9 nominations from the Holland Red Carpet Awards. That's 9 nominations. Musician of the Year for Female, Entertainer of the Year Female, Best Voice All Genre, Gospel Christian Song Original Female with Saviour's Birthday. Gain a Victory, Best Song of the Year All Genre, Original Female, Pop Original Band and Trio. An Vedi Music Heals, Pop Song Original Female. An Vedi with Imran Ahmed, Project X, The Two Nations, One Sound, Sweet Home Alabama, Pop and Rock Cover. Antonio Vergara and An Vedi, Following Trails, Video of the Year Female. That's quite a bit. And this information is actually available on, and I just used it from her website, anvedi.org. And she recently released a new song called Music Heals for the International Day of Music. And her brand new album, the latest, is Amasama, an instrumental. It is a contemporary music album that contains 11 instrumental songs. It is an excellent collaboration of Antonio Vergara with An Vedi. And actually, I was looking at a list of An Vedi's songs. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Okay, it's actually the same page as what I read earlier. The memberships that she has. Well, going back, what is it, 7 years ago to 2015, I was looking at her song list, and Peace or War, Violent, I just played Violent Monster also. That's from 2015. I was wondering about that. Oh, and in that song, she uses a key, and I found out from reading part of her bio here, the G key is lowered, and it sounds like a viola or a cello. Well, I was wondering where the cello came from in Violent Monster, so now I know. That was really bugging me, trying to figure out if she was doing that on the violin or not. So now I know. But the interesting song list is World Affairs. As I read through all of them, that's half of, about 2/3 of what she has out there already. And it wasn't until middle of 2020 that I found out who she was, when the song Sweet Home Alabama came out. And the Sweet Home Alabama, oh wow, it's not on this list either. And there's a lot more information on this page than there was, this website that there was about a week ago too. But from 2020, she still has a whole bunch of them before I found out who she was. And the Sweet Home Alabama cover, that was done with as I said earlier, with Imran Ahmed from Project X. But if I'm not mistaken, the first song I played was her maybe not My Piccolo, Voicelin. I think Voicelin was the first. No, well, the cover of Sweet Home Alabama was actually the first one that I played of An Vedi with Imran Ahmed. And I played My Piccolo violin, Voicelin, and a couple songs from Amasama, the instrumental, with Antonio Vergara. And I haven't played Music Heals. No, I did play that one also. And Our Autumn and Lullaby. I played Lullaby, and Our Autumn is one of them that's nominated. But this website is one of the coolest websites I've seen. anvedi.org, and you spell Anvedi ANVEDI.org. And I just have to say, go to her website. And now here is my interview with the great An Vedi. An Vedi, thank you so much for joining me on the Lookout Guy podcast. This is among the top few, probably 3 honors that I've had the whole time that I've been doing this show, actually. But I won't get specific because everything is really honored me. And you heard earlier, I tried not to go too long, but the accolades can be nearly endless of your accomplishments and your phenomenal talent. But let's just start with your most recent awards. 2020 and 2021, you were awarded in the Academia charts. And now also you're nominated again for 2022. That has to be a huge honor, and after looking it up, I find out that they're just up the road from where I'm at. They're in Los Angeles. How is it with being honored with such a prolific award charts platform?
Thank you very much, Michael, for your invitation. Yes, in 2020, I won the Academy Music Award for Best Instrumental Ambient Song called The Long Way to the Heart. This is a rather simple composition in terms of music, of course, in comparison with my other works as an academic composer. However, it has been noticed. And later in 2021, I was nominated for the Rising Star Award and won. Since I released the album and several singles during the year, I was nominated for the Outstanding Legacy Award by the Academy.
Thank you for that, Anne, because I had already planned on asking you for an interview when you released the nominations for the Holland Red Carpet Awards. So, and then about 3 days after that, you released this big information about the academia. So that's awesome. So the 9 nominations in the Red Carpet Award show in Holland coming up. What is I'll just do what I call the old what does that entail question.
I was very impressed when I heard about my nominations and the Red Carpet Awards show in Holland. You know, it's always a joy for an indie artist to be recognized with such big and prestigious awards. I just worked hard in 2021 despite all the hardships. One of the nominated songs, Music Hills, I wrote a few days after one of my cats suddenly ran away. I felt so terrible after the sleepless nights and the constant search for the cat. Luckily, a couple of weeks later, we got a call saying our cat has been found and he's alive. It was a real miracle. Another one of the nominated songs called Gain a Victory, I wrote with lyrics by Nashville songwriter Clare Steffen. It was a great collaboration, and now the song periodically appears in different charts.
Wow, and Music Hills and Gain a Victory definitely are 2 standout songs of the 5 that were nominated, but they're all standout, and I'm so glad I'm so glad that you found your cat, because I remember the only pet that I had part ownership was probably when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and it was a little dog named Duchess, and Duchess had to be given away, and I never stopped being sad about that my whole life. But that's great news. But I discovered who you were in mid 2021 through my wonderful friend Imran Ahmed with your collaboration on the Lynyrd Skynyrd cover of Sweet Home Alabama. Everybody loves that song. Have you considered being a rock star? I mean, that's a big question for somebody that's in classical, and I think Johann Sebastian, he's one of my favorite, and Handel is my absolute favorite. But what have you run into concerning rock music?
It's an iconic song, and it's always a big responsibility to perform songs like this. I tend to cover it often, but in this case, something caught my eye. Imran had a great instrumental part with his guitar and drums, and I recorded the vocals without any problems. And you're right, we got quite a lot of positive feedback from both musicians and music fans. We also received one of the Red Carpet Award nominations for this cover. What about the rock star? My parents are big fans of old-school melodic rock like Queen and Deep Purple, in addition to old-school classical vocalists. But what here in Russia is always called rock is not really, and representatives of these musical trends are quite far behind in quality even from classic British or American rock. I have quite a few rock songs written not too long ago. However, when we talked about rock, we always mean band. I tried to create a rock band here, but I never found such musicians who would be determined to create something of high quality and not just spend their free time playing somehow and anyhow. No, I work as a performer and composer in different genres. I have a lot of collaborations. Recently, I was also invited to write the score for an upcoming film called Westbound 18 Wheeler by multi-award winning director Randall Rutledge. It's called?
Wow, Randall Rutledge. I'll look him up. But in fact, though, on your website, I did notice on your list of videos and songs, there's a short video, probably 10 minutes, that I really liked. It was about a gas station robbery, and I won't say anything about it because our listeners can actually go to your website, anvedi.org, and look up that video of the gas station robbery. And you're so right about bands. Over here, it's the same challenges. If it's not one issue, it's another that every single band goes through about the challenges of keeping a band together and actually going forward as a band. But you brought up a good point. When you have a band, you always have to think band. And you're used to orchestras being available in classical settings, which is a whole new world in its own. But next question is, you were awarded by Closine magazine. Now, most everybody has heard of Closine also in 2021 for Best Crossover Indie Album. Which album was that? I couldn't find it.
Starting in 2020, I have been working on my few scattered small compositions. After the untuned piano, I had different ideas about the new album. I wanted to do something very unusual, to make real art. One of my ideas came from 2018 when I first saw the sheet music for the vocal cycle Along the Field by Ralph Vaughan Williams. At first, I just wanted to record this cycle, but then I realized that I could do something similar, but with a more modern musical language. I wrote a few more songs and then released my album Violin. It begins very gloomy, with a piece for solo violin, a war zone. At the end of track 4, a voice without words joins the violin. The next track is essentially a vocalist for voice and violin, and then another 5 songs in English. Most musicians make either vocal or instrumental albums. I wanted to overcome this division and also combine different musical genres in a way that doesn't look like a compilation. The album Violin has a clear programmatic structure, for example, as the libretto of an opera. Of course, if we talk about the modern genre division, this is a crossover. I'm very grateful to the team of Closine Awards for recognizing this work of mine, and also this album was Grammy Awards 2022 balloted in 2 categories.
Wow, my bad on that one. I should have known, because your website, it actually does have something about Violin, and in fact, of course, I should have known that, but I was lost in probably an hour and a half at least of going through your website and listening to so many of the songs, which leads to a September 6th of 2021 last year, an An Vedi and Antonio Vergara release, but not just you, but the album Amixima, an instrumental, a global compilation featuring artists from India, Cuba, Latin America, and other countries. That had to be very difficult. How challenging was that?
Well, Antonio and I are members of the International Singer-Songwriters Association and the Indie Collaborative, big musical families, just like Imran Ahmed, and Antonio invited me to record the lead violin on his album. I really liked his compositions. The songs are very colorful, unusual, melodic, and memorable. I had to find the kind of violin tone for the recording that would be heard well, like the lead vocals, but kind of fly over and through the whole arrangement. Of course, I composed some passages, phrases there. I recorded the violin and sent files to Antonio to choose which takes he likes best. Then I got the audio from him and we talked about how it should sound, sonic balance, panning, equalization, in short, most aspects of music production. It was a nice studio job, except we were in different countries. I made a live video on one of the songs from this album and we got the Red Carpet Award nomination. A couple of days ago, Antonio texted to me that we received a nomination for some prestigious award in Argentina, but so far this information hasn't been officially published. I will keep you informed.
Well, you sure are blessed for being able to locate at least 3 people
that you've mentioned that you've collaborated with in different parts of the world, mainly Antonio Vergara, Imran Ahmed in Pakistan, Antonio in South America, and Clare Steffen, who you collaborated with one of your songs recently. When it comes to collaborating with people in different parts of the world, you've got this time change. Like from here on the west coast of California, you're 11 hours ahead of me. Like, say it's 6 p.m. right now, it's 5 a.m. where roughly where you're at in Russia. So thank you so much for working with me with this interview. And I am so happy. I feel so honored because it was like within a week that you responded, and juggling different times that you can be available, you did it. So that is awesome. And even the song that was nominated for Best Religious one that's coming up with the Holland Red Carpet, Saviour's Birthday. Wow. That is so awesome. You had it, I think, on the 21st of December, just in time for the Western civilization Christmas, as well as your own part of the world, Orthodox Christmas, which many people in the U.S. still don't know that there's another Christmas to be had. So what an awesome thing if we can celebrate on both times here in the U.S. Maybe I'll start doing that. And of course, in the near future, I'm looking forward to working with Antonio Vergara also. So again, a big thank you for being on my podcast, the Lookout Guy podcast, and going forward now, I've got the 5 of the nominated songs for the Red Carpet Award by An Vedi, composer, keyboardist, piano player, violin player, writer, singer, songwriter, poet, so many things. The 5 nominated songs for 2022 at the Holland Red Carpet Awards. Saviour's Birthday, An Vedi and Antonio Vergara, the song Following Trails, and this is from their live performance on YouTube from October 7th of 2021 last year. You could find it, look up An Vedi on YouTube. Followed by Gain a Victory, and following that, Music Heals, and following that, I'm going to also have the crossover song Sweet Home Alabama with Imran Ahmed. Thank you again, once again, An Vedi.
Thank you so much, Michael, for everything you do.
It's time to believe it is holy.
to believe it is all a fairy tale. There is no veil. This is so self-responding, and the listy photo that she made me. It's time to believe it is all a fairy tale. There is no veil. This is so Saviour's birthday. caught up in the chime. about who gets ahead. It's time to make a change. What it goes all these progress. When greedy hated is spread, everybody feels strange. Just let your hearts lead your lives, then we can gain a victory. You know we have to stop, but it may take a little time. Let's take the first step and do our part. Cause God is right as some long. Pause a moment and ask ourselves, how do we define success? If it's about who gets ahead, it's time to make a change. What it costs to least progress. When greedy hated is spread, everybody feels strange. Just let your hearts lead your lives, then we can gain a victory. Success. If it's about who gets ahead, it's time to make a change. What it costs to this progress. When greedy hated is spread, everybody feels strange. Just let your hearts lead your lives, then we can gain a The laugh is not enough for me. The music heals my pain. And things that I to no degree are getting more insane. My passion was to spend my time with music and a dream. There is no world that has no rhyme. There is no world that has no grime. There is no voice that don't come from a scream. This world will disrupt the hopes by creatures from another place. No one will pay its lifetime tax for being but in face. Your destiny is not so clear. There's a reason to live on. There is no time to make some tears. There is no place to disappear. There is only void that makes you move it on. The sunset's coming in the north. That's why I used to say the secret that you need to know is stay with us this way. The music comes from souls and words, and you just have to catch this wave. You'll always know when it starts. You always know shapes of flags. I know how many times you try to break the death and stay alive, and know you know what way the world is saved. World is saved. it up. Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kid, singing songs about the softland. Well, I'm messing about it once again, and I think it's a sin, yes. Well, I heard Mr. Young sing about her. Well, I heard Neil put her down. Well, I hope Neil Young will remember. I saw the man turning him around. Anyhow, sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. And again, the love that's going on, and now we'll take what we could do. Now what I get does not bother me. Not the conscience bother you. Tell it true. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Because on a two, Lord, they get me up so much, and they pick me up when I'm feeling blue. Now how about you? Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Sweet home Alabama.
Hi, this is Imran Ahmed from Project X, and if you're like me, you like to know what's going on, and you're listening to Michael Tobin's amazing podcast, The Lookout Guy.
dangerous for you to be here in the frozen food section.
Why is that?
Because you could melt all this stuff.
By the way, my name's Chaldine.
Hiya, Chaldine.
What's yours?
My name's Todd.
Todd. That's a beautiful name.
It's Italian for extra special.